The Effect on Different Colored Bird Feeders by Brian Roscoe. The science fair project utilized 4 different colored bird feeders placed out with the same amount and type of bird seed to see which color would attract the most birds. The question is, does one bird feeder attract more birds than another? The hypothesis is, if there are 4 different colored bird feeders in the appropriate locations with the colors blue, red, yellow, and white, then red will be the most attractive to the birds. The materials that were used were 4 bird feeders, bird seed, measuring cups, rope, and a funnel. The dependent variable was the amount of seed taken from the bird feeders. The independent variables were the color of the bird feeders, the location of the feeders, and the type and amount of seed used. During the procedure, first I placed 4 bird feeders in their appropriate locations. Second, I placed the seed equally into 4 feeders. Third, measure the amount of food in the feeder. Fourth, record the amount of seed at the starting point. Fifth, wait a day and then record the amount of seed that has been taken from each feeder. 6, repeat step 5 for the 4-day trials. 7, figure out which feeder had the most seed taken, therefore the most birds. The observations were, every feeder had birds take seed from it during every trial day, and the amount of bird seed taken from the feeders varies in milliliters for every day. The graph to the left shows the amount of birds eaten from a non-colored bird feeder. The graph to the right shows the amount of birds eaten from a blue bird feeder. The data is graphed in both graphs by the amount of birds eaten in milliliters in each day for 3 trials. The graph to the left shows the amount of birds eaten from a red bird feeder. The graph to the right shows the amount of birds eaten from a yellow-colored bird feeder. The data is graphed in both graphs by the amount of birds eaten in milliliters in each day for 3 trials. This final graph represents the average amount of birds eaten from the different colored bird feeders. This graph shows that during every trial day, the white bird feeder had the most bird seed eaten. The answer to the question was, the white bird feeder was the most attractive for many reasons. The white bird feeder was placed farthest away from the tree, allowing the birds to see it when flying. Second, the feeder was not overwhelming to the birds. In conclusion, the birds were more attracted to a certain colored feeder. The data, observations, and results all prove that the birds were most attracted to the non-colored bird feeder. The research was of sufficient interest because it showed that a certain color can attract more birds, and which possibly help in the future when making bird feeders. One will know which color to get based on the data. This final picture shows the bird feeders that were utilized in the experiment.